This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of the first season of Star Wars Visions. This is an overall review, and I'm not going to be doing an episode-by-episode breakdown, but we'll talk about episodes and I'm going to rank them. So I'll be talking about each episode briefly from what I believe is worst to best. You can disagree with me. You probably will. Although I'm not really an anime fan, I still think just overall a good series. Not my favorite, but still was intriguing, and I think that these different companies did a great job. Now that we got the basics out of the way, and this show's been out for like a week and a half, so I probably shouldn't have any spoiler warning up needed. But some people may have not had the chance to see it. Let's go into it. And ninth and last place to me is to Tatooine and Rhapsody. And honestly, I'm not really a huge music fan. I do the ones with mainly famous, songs and some fun ones from, different movies. Besides that, I don't really listen to music and wasn't too interested in this one. Although that's, a personal preference for me. So I do know it's different for others, but personally this just wasn't an episode for me. And I think, other characters felt, acted in odd ways, but it wasn't my favorite one. Eighth place, and I'm going to totally butcher this title, I think. It's Akiriki. And yeah, I know I've said that wrong. And don't really want to look up that correct pronunciation. But honestly, I did not like this episode until the end. The ending scene was pretty cool, but besides that, the rest of it sucked. So yeah, that's really it. I did not like it that much, and the only thing it puts above Tatooine Rhapsody is at least it wasn't, just something that I didn't really enjoy. I don't really care about too much. The comedy characters I didn't really like, and yeah, I think this is the one where I kind of start to lose focus and think of other stuff. But now, let's go to 7th place, and for this, I'm putting the twins, and honestly, I think this went far too over the top. I have Force Unleashed footage playing right now for the final boss fight, where, Starkiller is literally fighting the Emperor, but at least it's a little believable. It seems at least semi-consistent. It just seems like he's on Force steroids, but yeah, I just felt like it was a little too much. Them breathing in space and all of this, fighting, cutting a Star Destroyer in half, and being able to survive being outside of a ship during a light speed jump. Yeah, I think that this one went just a little too far. I know a lot of people have talked about this, and yeah, I think that was what I was thinking. I was just like, this feels like they just wanted to go super over the top, and it was just like, that just felt like just too much. I think that The Force Unleashed is essentially the line. It's just on the line, of unbelievable for Star Wars. And I think it's is barely staying on that line. Like, it's like very close to tipping over, and really is only just balance there. And that's what made Force Unleashed enjoyable, but this feels like I went to step over stuff like Force Unleashed, and that was mainly my problem. Taking a look at the next one, I'd say, at sixth place, I'd say it's T0B1, which, I mean, I was trying to say like 2B1, and the droid was named, I think, Toby, and it was an okay episode. Didn't hate it. I didn't really hate any of these, I just didn't like them as much. I think they were all okay in their own way, and this one was kind of just okay. It seemed, to be a little in the odd place. That seemed to be something like Skippy the Jedi Droid. Ooh, that's a story. I'll tell you that one quickly. I love that story. It's so stupid. It's like one of those things that's just so dumb with Star Wars. I have no idea how. It actually was never approved. I think this was Legends for Legends. And it was a story about how the droid from A New Hope that Luke nearly bought was actually force sensitive and saw a vision if he went with Luke Skywalker, then the galaxy would be doomed. So the droid blew himself up. And oh god, that was just a stupid story. Oh god. That's. Oh, that was just really dumb. And this kind of reminds me of that, but I'm trying to take it more seriously. I mean, not a lot more seriously, but that other one that was so stupid that most other things would seem pretty serious to it. Oh, God. Like, I have to think I'm talking more about that story now than this one. So yeah, I think it was an okay one. Power level seemed a little off that this droid is able to beat a force, powerful force user. But yeah, it might be some good programming by Unreal now. I think that is one of the reasons that it keeps it down here. And going to fifth place, I'm giving that to Lope and Ocho. And I hope I said that one correct also. It's probably closer than that other one from earlier. And with this one, I think the only kind of thing I think was a little weird is having a bunny in there. And I think that's something that just kind of throws you out of it. And that's kind of my complaint for it. I think it's, besides that, it's a pretty solid story. It's nice to break out from the Jedi and Sith stuff, and it's about an average one. I think that just the thing about it being a bunny is the only thing that kind of throws it off for me, but that's really it. Besides that, I think it's a pretty interesting story about family. I guess like there's a good grasp of Star Wars, and I think it just gets better and better for each of the ones going down. Up next, I put down The Village Bride, and I think this is the one where it just. Well, from this one, I think this is the last one. I think is about average. I really enjoyed the last three. Well, the next three on the list. And this one, I think it was still enjoyable. It was a good episode. It was cool to have the battle droids in there and everything. I still thought it was really good. Personally, it wasn't my favorite, but I still thought it was really good. But let's go to top three. At third place, I'm putting The Duel, and this is a really cool start off. It's cool to have, two dark side users fight. It was a unique and interesting way to start the season off. Although you could have really started with any of them if you wanted to. But I was just watching chronological release order. So looking at The Duel, I thought it was pretty good. It was, yeah, definitely top 3. And I enjoyed a lot more than everything below it. But with number 2 and 1, I think it might be a little controversial. But at second place, I'm putting The Ninth Jedi. And I think it's a pretty close to first. But my first place, I think, just felt a lot more like Star Wars. But that's for me to talk about when I get to that. For Ninth Jedi, this was such an interesting story set in the future, and I think if it was just, was continued, I definitely would want to see that. Maybe for another season or a spin-off show. Maybe even a book, but this is an interesting timeline setup. This seems into the far future of the galaxy, and I was pretty intrigued by that. But also, it's pretty cool to see that, the lightsabers become rare. And the twist with the Sith, I was pretty sure something, was going to happen. I wasn't sure what exactly, and we wouldn't, well, I knew we'd learn by the end of the episode, but didn't see them all being Sith, but I did see some behaviors that was kind of putting up flags in my head, but I was just kind of ignoring them. They were being very impatient and stuff, and I was like, these don't fully feel like Jedi, and I was just like, it's probably because they lost Jedi teachings, but then we learned they're Sith, and I was like, that was well done. And it was also interesting to see the daughter, I can't remember her name, but her, try and become a Jedi and now want to save her father. But first place, I'm giving that to The Elder. And that one I just feel like felt the most like Star Wars and just really connected with me. It definitely felt like these were Jedi and they truly understood what made, a Jedi a Jedi. And that's always been very interesting, themes about, growing up and passing on what you know, and how everyone will be weakened with time, which was kind of dark. Although, is true. And of all of them, yeah, I think this one was done very well. I really liked it the most, and I think that's really my thoughts. I think that one was my favorite. And to be honest, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought it would. I thought it would be maybe okay at the best, but some of these top ones definitely were interesting. I definitely would watch continuations of some of them. Not all of them, mainly the ones towards the bottom. I may see one of the twins to see how it would continue, but mainly if it was just a new episode, not a book or anything. I just didn't want to see it off my Disney Plus subscription, but I'm wondering what you think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And how would you rank the episodes? Let me know, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.